Hello and thank you for joining me. I'm Heather Forgan of stampwithnellie.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the UK. Today I'm going to make this little gift bag for a Vaseline Lip Therapy tin, and this is part of my Festive Fridays series. So if you haven't already seen the rest of the Festive Friday projects, please do click the description and you'll get a link to the playlist for that. Nice, quick and easy project. This just uses a piece of designer series paper, a couple of bits of card, and you can see that the tag has a space to write on the back, so it's gift bag and tag all in one. A little bit of ribbon, a little bit of bling. So the piece of designer series paper that I'm using comes from a Walk in the Forest 12 by 12 designer series paper, and I first of all chopped it in half so that it's 12 by 6, and then I reduced the length down to 7.5 inches. Okay, so 7.5 by 6 inches there. And you'll see that you can see both sides of the designer series paper here. This is an idea that I believe Sam of Pootle's Papercraft influenced me with. It's a great way to show off both sides of the paper, but also to kind of reinforce the top of your bag to make it a little bit more sturdy as well, because it is just paper. So using my simply scored board, I am going to score this on the long side at 1 inch, 3.5 inches, 4.5 inches, and at 7 inches. Turn that around, score that at 1 inch and at 5 inches. So we've got 1 inch either side there. This bit is going to come over so that we can see that other side of the designer series paper. And then I'm just going to burnish all of the score lines along the long side, like so, just making sure that I've got everything lined up nice and neatly, and then that one too. Okay, so that last horizontal one folds backwards like that. Okay, so I am going to first of all glue that piece right the way along, and we'll just treat it as if it was one piece, that shape. All right, so next bit, a little bit of cutting. Cut straight up that score line to that horizontal score line there, all the way along. Just do the same. Okay, and then that last one at the end we don't need, so we can just chop that off, and I've just taken a little bit of an angle off there as well. I'm going to take a little bit of an angle off here just so that there's less bulk at the corner. Okay, and I'm going to chop into my 2 squares along the bottom. And I just leave those 2 rectangles exactly as they are. Okay, so we now look like that. I want to add some glue along here. And just fold that around there, so that should line up nice and neatly. Give it a little bit of persuasion. And then I like to do it the opposite way as well. So there we go. So our join is here. I want that to be the back. I'm going to fold that piece from the back forward. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on there and a little bit of glue on there, and then lots of glue on this bit, and that will complete our base. Okay, so we've got our join at the side here, and we've got that nice and flush there, and we've got our edge there. Okay, so I've gone off ever so slightly. Just trim that. Then just squeeze that together. Don't need any fancy diagonal score lines or anything like that. Okay, pop your gift inside, and then I've got a little clip that I'm going to use just to make my life a little bit easier. Then using this garden green ribbon from the Real Red and Garden Green combination pack. Just checking that's the front. Pop that around. I'm going to just angle that so it just keeps that in place for me. It's like having an extra hand. Oops, don't want it to come off the side though. Okay. And then I'm going to do my bow whilst it moves around the desk. Okay, so rough bow, chop that bit off, and then I can play around with it. Okay, so actually it kind of feels a bit upside down there. That's better. It's going to sit better that way. Anywho, play around, make sure you're happy with your bow. That will take me forever. Okay. Then chop your tails. I like my tails to be a little bit longer than my loops. And that's pretty much it. The rest of it, make it up as you go along. Right. A little bit of decoration. Let's make that tag. So I'm using Winter Wishes, which is from the Magical Meadow stamp set. And I'm going to use, what am I going to use? Pretty Peacock. Because that's the colour of those trees. And we've got garden green that goes with those trees. So let's just stamp that down there. Use my double oval punch, and the smaller size fits nice and neatly like that. And then I'm going to do a bigger one so we can write on the back. And then I'm also going to do one from Garden Green again. I just squished my finger there. Oh, honestly. Ow. Right, so got that. I'm going to stick that on there. Maybe, if my glue wants to work. I think this is almost empty. And there we go. But it would be difficult to write on that, so best thing to do is add a white one on the back. So, and wet glue's your friend here, because you can just slide it around until you're happy that it's all nice and neatly lined up. Give it a good press. Okay, now to attach this, I've got hole punches. Not everybody does. If you've got a pokey tool, or in this case my take your pick tool with the sharp bit there, and any piece of foam. This is a Stampin' Pierce mat that I have cut down. And basically, don't go too close to the edge, but fairly close, and put your hole there. Then use your string or twine of choice. Bring that one back in. I used linen thread for this because I quite like the natural look to go with the berries and whatnot. You could use some of the essential twine. There's white in that would look good, or you could use silver or gold from Simply Elegant twine. There's lots of choices. As I say, I'm sticking with my linen thread. It's nice and light. Just going to put a little knot there so the tag doesn't slide up and down. One bit underneath the ribbon I've already tied. Come on, I can see you. There we are. Okay, and then bring those two pieces together and tie that in a knot. And you kind of need to make sure that it's not too long before you tighten up. There we go. And then just trim off that excess, like so. So on this one, because there's cherry cobbler there, I used the Festive Pearls that has cherry cobbler in it. There's no cherry cobbler on this, so it kind of would look a little bit strange. So instead I am going to use my rhinestones, and I have the dark Pretty Peacock Stampin' Blend, and I'm just going to colour 3 of those little ones with that. Just build up the colour. And it dries pretty instantly because it's alcohol based, and the alcohol just evaporates and it dries. So there we go, I have coloured some of these, and I'm just going to pop them on here. I'm going to put them a little bit closer together on this one. There we have it. 2 lovely little lip balm gift bags. If you've enjoyed this project, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please do click on that subscribe button. Remember, in the description bar there will be a link to my playlist for the Festive Friday projects. There'll also be a link to my blog post where you can get all the dimensions and the products I've used. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next time, take care. Bye bye.